Manamapi Isichiputam Atra Surupam Rupam Tasya Grajamuri Purim Maturim Kushtualitim Radha Kunda Madirivaram Ahoradika Omarvasam Prapto Yasya Patita Kripaya Sri Gurum Tam Natos Gurave Gaura Chandraya Radhikaya Traya Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tad Bhaktaya Namo Namah Ananda Leela Maya Vikahaya Hema Bhadvyaschavi Sundaraya Tasmai Mahaprema Rasapradaya Chaitanya Chandraya Namo Namaste Chaitanya Chandraya Namo Namaste Chaitanya Chandraya Namo Bhaktya Vihina Aparada Lakshay Chilpasta Kahamaditoram Kamati Kripa Mahitvam Shanam Prapanna Vrinde Namaste Charanaravindam Vrinde Namaste Charanaravindam Govinda Damodara Madhaveti Govinda Damodara Madhaveti Govinda Damodara Madhaveti Govinda Damodara Madhaveti Hey Krishna, Hey Yadava, Hey Saketi Govinda Damodara Madhaveti Sham Sundar Shikanda Shika Smarahasa Murali Manora Radhikara Sakamamukripanidhe Supriya Janakin Kurim Kuru Tavaivasmi Najivami Tvayavana Jivikyaya Devi Tam Namam Charantikam. First of all, I offer my Sastang Dandavat Puspanjali, my heart like flowers thousands and thousands of times, at the lotus feet of my holy master, my supremely worshipable spiritual Gurudev, Asmadir Paramaradhatama Guru Pada Padma Nityalila Pravisht Om Vishnupad Ashtotarasata Sri Rupanugachari Varya Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj. Secondly, I offer my pranam thousands of times at the lotus feet of my Param Gurudev, to Srila Prabhupada, and to all of our Sri Rupanuga Gaudiya Guru Parampara. And finally, I offer my pranam to Pujpat Sri Bhaktivedanta Bhagavat Maharaj, Pujpat Sri Mukunda Prabhu, and all the assembled Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis Vanchakalpatarus. Kripa Sindhu Bhayavada Puritam Pavani Bhagavata. So, what are we doing here? Why did we try to become devotees? Why? Only for one thing. Prem. To attain pure love, divine love for Supreme Lord, and by extension, also love and affection for all living entities. Only for this, not for anything else. So what is favorable for this we should try to accept in our life. And anything, any mood, any attitude which is against this, we give it up completely. Atmendaya pritivancha tarebalikam Krishnendriya priti icha dhare premna. The desire to please our own senses. This is called kam, lust. And the desire to please the senses of Sri Krishna. This is Prem, love. Kam, anyone who has kam, lust, they are useless. They are like beggars. If there's a millionaire and a billionaire and a trillionaire, but still he's a beggar. Why? Because he is the soul, and the whole time he's asking his senses, please give me some pleasure. Please, give me some pleasure. And he's sending his senses out to try to suck something, exploit, get some taste from the material world. So only the devotee who finds all happiness only in Krishna's happiness, he's actually a wealthy person. Only he is not a beggar because he's Atmaram, self-satisfied. For himself he does not need anything. Only he wants to please Guru and Sri Krishna. In Gita, Krishna said, Kama esha koda esha rajaguna samudbhava. This lust, it comes from Rajagun. And it is the Mahashno Mahapap Mahavidyanamana Varinam. You should know this is your enemy. We have no other enemy in this world. This person, this person, this person. No one is our enemy. Only enemy is our own kam, material desires. As long as we have material desires, then we'll become entangled in worldly situations and attached. And the result of this entanglement is only misery, only suffering, only disappointment, and no satisfaction. At the end, you will see that you have nothing and your heart is dry. So, see, Guru is very kind, and he gives us the holy name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. If person will chant every day with the greatest honor for the holy name, then Krishna Prabhu, Krishna in the form of Nam Prabhu, our master, Sri Krishna, he will Chaito Darpana Marjanam, cleanse away all the lust, all desires and all attachments. And the heart will become cool and clean and a suitable place for him to come and take his seat there. But, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he said, unless you chant very deeply, very attentively, in the Savitarka Samadhi, go into at least, this is not the highest Samadhi, but Savikalpa Samadhi, the first stage of Samadhi, then the all attachments and all the ignorance, it will gradually go away. But if a person is there chanting in a casual way, looking here and there, thinking about other things, after years and years, Bahu Janme Jaji Kori Shravana Kirtan Tabutana Pai Krishna Pori Premadan. Many lifetimes, and still Krishna Prem will not come. So it's very important to every day sit in one place, like a statue, eyes off, ears off, nose off, skin off, turn off all senses, and just to be completely absorbed in Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Very soon, Dehatma Buddhi, identification with the body, very soon, in a few days, it will go away. Still some avidya will remain. So, Shukadev Goswami Pad has said, Vikriditam brajabadu bi idang cha Vishnu Sradan vatanu sunayad atvarnayadhya Bhaktim param bhagavati pratilabdhi kamam hridrogam asipahino chachirena dhiraha. If a person with Sadanvita, with a firm faith, will hear again and again. And then what they have heard, they'll repeat it, describe it also. Vikriditam brajabadube idangcha Vishnu. Beautiful, loving pastimes between Sri Krishna and the gopis of Vrindavan. Then even though there is some avidya still there in the heart, but what will happen? Bhaktim param bhagavati pratilapya kamam. Bhaktim param, very highest quality of bhakti. In the mood of Braj Gopis, it will come first, and then it will drive out whatever remaining darkness is there. Very, very easily. Don't have any doubt in it. It will be so powerful. So, Hridrogam, the disease of the heart, Kam, avidya, avritam jnanamaitena jnanino nityavarina. Krishna said, Kam is the avidya, covering our knowledge of ourselves. Well then, Hridrogam asya pahino chachirena dhira. Achirena, not in a long time, in a short time, by hearing the sweet pastimes of Sri Krishna and gopis, that will go away. For the dhira, dhira means the person who is sober, the person who does not commit the nama parad of Shruti Shastra Nindana, criticizing the scripture. Because the scripture has said, someone may say, Brahma Bhuta Prasanatmana Sochati Nakanshati Samaksarveshu Bhuteshu Madbhaktim Labate Param. First become mukta, liberated, Brahma Bhuta, and after that you'll get bhakti. But Shukadeva Goswami is saying, no. Listen to the glories of Braja Gopis. You'll get bhakti first and then all the lust, all ignorance will go away. And so I don't believe it. How is it possible? How is it possible that a love like Braj Gopis can come while the heart is not pure yet? And then afterwards that will come and clean the heart. How is it possible? So that person is a nama aparadi. Because they don't believe Shastra, Shruti, Shastra Nindanam. To criticize the Vedic scriptures, this is one offense to the holy name. So they cannot be delivered. So put very strong faith in Harinam and in the words of Shukadeva Goswami. And this is why we are hearing Vikriditam brajabadube idang cha Vishnu. The glories of the wonderful highest prem between Krishna and Braja Gopis as expressed in the 5 Gits of Srimad Bhagavatam. We have discussed something about Venu Gita. Very sweet. How Radha and Krishna and Braja Gopis, they are quite young. And even though they are trying to be very firm in their dharma and all their activities, but this love is too strong. The attraction is too strong. They cannot fight it. And somehow or other, their very high level of desire to meet with Krishna is there, but they had no chance to meet with him. So this Venu Gita is in Purvarag. Then yesterday, we heard also afterwards about Pranaya-Gita, how Sri Krishna finally, in the middle of the night, went to the forest and called upon his flute, and Braj Gopis transgressing all dharma, forgetting everything. They ran to meet with Sri Krishna. But Sri Krishna, he told them, what are you doing here? Is there a problem in your house? This is a very dangerous place in the forest. You should go home and serve your husband. Then you can go to heaven in your next life. Sri Krishna spoke like this. And gopis were heartbroken. But because they had pranay, a very great vishramba. Pranay means vishramba. Confidence that Krishna actually loves us. He doesn't really mean this. He can't really be sending us home. But he won't say what he wants because he's shy. So we'll help him. So gopis, they cut all the arguments of Sri Krishna. Sri Krishna had said to Braj Gopis, you should go and serve your husbands. But Gopi said, Yarhyam bujaksha tavapada ramam talam ramaya dattakshanam kwachidaranya jana priyasya asprakshma tadbribiti nanya samaksham anya statum stvaya biramata patapara yamaha. Oh Krishna, you are aranya jana priyasya. you are very dear to the residents of the forest. And your lotus feet are such that Lakshmi Devi, she desires to touch your lotus feet. Because gopis have heard from Purnamasi and Gargacharya that when Krishna danced on the head of Kaliya, and then the Nagapatnis, they prayed to Krishna, Kasyana Bhavosya Deva Vidmahe Tavangrinum Sarita Karaha Yadvancha Asil Alanacha Tapo Vihaya Kamam Suchiram Dadara Prataha. Oh Krishna, we don't know what austerities this wicked snake has done in his previous life to get your foot dust upon his head. When even Lakshmi Devi herself desires that foot dust, and to attain this, she has abandoned Vaikuntha and abandoned Lord Narayan, and he's doing austerities for a long time. So gopis say, oh Krishna, your lotus feet are a festival of joy for Lakshmi Devi. But really, you should not have any relationship to her because you're Aranya Jana Priyasya. You are dear to the residents of the forest, to the cows, to the birds, and us, the gopis, as well. So you should be merciful to us. As prakshmatadbhivritinanya samakshamanya. You told us to serve our husbands, but ever since the day we touched your lotus feet, then we felt such a bliss that nanya samastamaksha. We are completely unable to stand in the presence of another man. Because any other male person is completely disgusting to us. Because of the joy that we felt when we touched your feet. Actually here the gopis are making a reference to the pastime when Sri Krishna played his flute in the day and they all came running, but Radhika didn't come. And he told them to go home. At that time they bowed down and they touched his feet and took dust, and then they went home. And now they're saying in the Rasalila, you told us to serve our husband, but what can we do? We cannot even stand in the presence of another man since we experienced this ecstasy of the touch of your feet. So then Krishna told them, you cannot be my dasis, you cannot come here and serve me and be my maidservants, because I did not pay you anything. So Braj Gopi said, Vikshala kavrita mukam tava kundalasri gandastalahadara sudam hasitava lokam data vayancha bhujadandi yugam bilokya vakshasrayaika ramanam chabavamadasya. Oh Krishna, you are saying that we cannot be your dasis because you have not given us any salary. But that is not true. You've given us a huge, huge salary for whole life. What is that? Vikshala kalaka, vikshala kala vrita mukam tavakundalasri. Viksha means at that time when we came to meet with you in the forest, or at that time when we were bathing in Jamuna and you stole our clothes and you told us to come out and receive our clothes one by one. At that time, we came very close to you, and Viksya, we saw Vikshala Kavrita Mukam, your face, Alaka Avrita, covered with Alaka. Alaka means curls of hair. But Alaka has another meaning. Do you know that who is the treasurer of heaven? Kuver. So he's the treasurer. He has the bank in heaven where everyone, the secure place where everyone keeps their treasures. And what is the name of the capital city of Kuver? Alakapuri. So Krishna, you say you haven't paid us, but you paid us Alakapuri. Oh, the treasures of heaven in the form of your Alaka. Vikshala kavrita mukam tava kundalasri. Your curling hair falling on your face. Tava kundala, your very beautiful earrings, which are shining. Gandastala, on your cheeks. Adara sudham. And we saw the nectar of your lips because you are chewing tambul. And the red juice of the tambul is coming on your lips. Adara sudham hasitava loka. Come. Your smile and your glances, data bayancha bhuja danda yugam, and your two strong arms, which give all fearlessness. We are not afraid of anything. We have left our homes, we have transgressed old dharma. Our husbands may try to beat us, they may call King Kamsa to punish us, but we are not afraid of anything. Why? Dhata Bhujadanda Yugam, because we know you have strong arms, you can fight anyone. You are Veer, you are our hero. And in between those two arms, Vakshasriyai Karamanam Chababhamadasya, you gave us the darshan of your broad chest, which is wherein there is the Sriyaikalak. That is the Vakshasriyai Karamanam. Lakshmi Devi is there as a golden line. On the left side of Sri Krishna's chest, there's a golden line. That is the Lakshmi Rekha, the line of Lakshmi Devi. So, seeing all of these things, you have paid us a very great amount of wealth and we have become your dasis. So when Sri Krishna heard all these arguments of Braj Gopis against what he had told them, then he began to laugh and he revealed to them, oh yeah, I was just kidding. I was just joking. For fun. I was teasing you for fun. Gopis are thinking, oh, and we fell for it. Why did we fall for it? So, this pastime is very, very sweet. Why? Because the Brajariti is there. Brajaniti. Niti means ethics. Everyone has their ethical standards. But what is the Niti? The Niti of Braja. Ko janata mathura brindavana, ko janata brajanita. If Rupa Goswami had not come into this world, then who would know about the niti, the ethics, the way of Prem, of Braja? First of all, we have to know that in Braja, all are liars. Are always lying. All the time. This is their nature. Oh, Krishna, even Mother Yashoda. Oh, Lala, your choti is so lean and thin. Look at Baldev's Sika, it's so long and thick. So, you should eat more butter, then it will grow. Take more. Krishna, is my choti fat yet? Because he can't see, he can't see. So, no, take some more. If Krishna's out playing as a little boy and the evening's coming and he's late coming home, then his mother will come. You have to come home now. You cannot play, Because if you stay here, then the ow bilau. Oh Maya, what's the ow bilau? He has pointed ears and big teeth. And he has a bag and he puts little boys like you in his bag and takes them away forever. Oh Maya, can I play with the ow bilau? No. He'll take you away forever. Then Mother Yashoda, she looked over Krishna's shoulder, and ran it. And then Krishna was afraid to even look over his shoulder. Oh, Mother, wait for me. And he ran after Mother Yashoda. So Brajabasi is like, they're always lying. Always tricking each other. Dhruva Maharaj said, Yasmin virodha gatayo hyanisham patanti. That this is the nature of the absolute truth, that it has a viruddha dharma. Viruddha dharma means everything is opposite from what you should expect. Or the contradictory characteristics are living together. So Sri Krishna is the abode of viruddha dharma. Shrimati Radhika is the abode of viruddha dharma. The Prem of Braj is the abode of viruddha dharma. For example, when Mother Yashoda bound Krishna with a rope around his waist, on the one hand, Krishna has vibhutata, that means he's all-pervading. But at the same time, he has parichinnata, he got limited by just one rope from her hair. In the end, she tied around. How is it possible? This is viruddha dharma. Krishna is unlimited, and Mother Yashoda has tied him with one rope from her hair. Vibhutta and parichinnata. So in Braja Prem, you should know that three things are prominent. The first thing is cheating, lying. This is Brajaniti. First thing is cheating. Though Braj Leela is the absolute truth, but everyone is lying. Second thing, though that supreme realm is the realm of mercy, everyone is mercilessly teasing each other. Teasing all the time. And even though that plane is the plane of harmony, there's constant competition. Everyone is competing. So this is Brajaniti, cheating, teasing, and competing all the time. So this is the way of Prem. Purnamasi Devi. Madhu Mangal asked, to his grandmother, when Krishna's love was coming and Radhika's love was coming. So what is the nature of this love? Purnamasi Devi said, Stotram yatra tatastatam prakadayat dartasya datebyatam ninda api pramatam prayatsiti parihasasriyam bibrati doshene shaitam gunena gurutam kena pinatam bati premna swara sikasya kasyatidayam vikridati prakriya. The meaning is, Stotram yatra tatastatam prakatayam titasya datebyatam. If someone will glorify someone else, you are so very nice, then that person hearing his own glorification will feel disappointed. And then, what, you don't love me? Because there's a tatastha bhav. If there's someone in the street that you don't know and you talk to them, you're very polite. Excuse me, sir. But if there's someone you're very, very close to, lokik sadbandhu, but natural family relationship, there's no need to stand on protocol. And even insults will be very happily received. So, ninda api pramadam prayatsati parihasasriyam bibrati. In Braja, they tease each other and insult each other. And if they receive some praise, then they become disappointed. Oh, you don't love me? And if someone teases them and criticizes them, very good. Very funny joke. And they tease back also. This is the nature of Braj. Doshena akshaitam. If Radhika will see a fault in Krishna, usually, in this world, if there's a couple, they're together, and at first they're all starry-eyed. But then after some time, they start to see faults in each other. And then the love goes down. But Braj is not like that. Doshena akshaitam. In Braja, seeing any faults in Krishna, but the love does not go down. In fact, the love is so intense that it turns the fault into a great quality and thinks, wonderful. Krishna's such a liar. He's such a cheater. All his bad qualities are wonderful. Doshena shaitam gunena gurutam. In this world, if you discover someone had a quality that you didn't know, then your affection or your love for them goes up, but not in Braja. If gopis see some wonderful quality in Krishna, it does not make their love go up. Why? Because their love does not go up and down based on Krishna's faults or qualities. Premna swara sikasya kasyatidayam vikridati prakriya. The love has its own life and is increasing by itself. Regardless, Krishna can do anything. Aslisyava padaratam pinashtumam adarshanam mama hatam karotuva yata tata va vidadatul. He's a devotee, lampat, he can do whatever he likes. Mat pranana tastu sa evana, but he is my pran. Anything that Krishna does, good or bad, I love it. Why? Because he did it. No terms and conditions in Prem. I love you, but these are my terms and conditions. Please sign the contract here. No terms and conditions at all. Or whatever you do, I accept it. Because you did it. This is Prem. So, this is the nature of the Prem. Ninda, criticism, teasing is there. Usually if someone will criticize us, we don't like it. It's not pleasing to us. Why? Because that situation is there's not love there. But the example is given of smoke. If there's some smoke coming in your face, and no one likes it. It's not pleasing. But if that smoke is mixed with agur, agur? Oud. If it's mixed with oud, then it becomes very high class of fragrant incense. And then if that smoke comes, then everyone is pleased. So in the same way, no one is pleased by ninda. But when ninda, criticism, is mixed together with love, then it's pleasing to everyone. So this is Brajaniti. Three things. Lying, teasing, and competing. Competing is very interesting in Braja. There's one saying in Braja Bas. Prem paat ki sabhi bhat sabse ke hota hai. It means that Prem paat, on the path of Prem, sabhi bhat. The word bhat means weights. You know, if you go to the marketplace, the grocer is there, and he's selling his products, and he has so many weights that he has to put on the scale for selling his products. So, Prem paat ke sabhi bhat sabse ke hota hai. On the path of Prem, all the weights are 1/4 heavier than all the other weights. What does that mean? Very beautiful. The sayings in Brajbas are so sweet because the very profound nature of Prem Tattva is expressed, but in language that anyone in the marketplace can understand. First of all, if you go to a shop and the shopkeeper has weights, and the weight that's written on the weight is actually different from the actual weight, then he's cheating you, right? And then the next thing is that when the shopkeeper has weights, they're like matryoshkas, right? There's a big one, and then a smaller one, and a smaller one, a smaller one. Like 1/4 kilo, 1/2 kilo, 3/4 kilo, 1 kilo, 1/4 kilo, 1/2 kilo. All the weights are like that. So they're all a different weight. They can be, each one can be 1/4 heavier than the previous one. But Prem paat ki sabhi bhat sabse ke hota hai. In the path of love, all of the weights are 1/4 heavier than all of the other ones. This is the impossibility of Prem. That means that everyone is competing all the time. So, for example, when Braj Gopis came to the Rasa Leela, because of the intense Prem, the Prem is so intense, though Krishna wants to meet with Gopis, he wants to dance with them, but he just, I think you should go home and meet your husband. He starts teasing, he wants to get a reaction, because he's doing Vag Vilas, the pastimes of speech, just joking. And then he said, I'm just joking. And Gopis, we fell for it, now we fell for it. But we'll get back at him, right? Because in Prem, all the weights are 1/4 heavier than all of the others. So Gopis, I just tell the men, just so you know, for sure, women never forget anything. They're just waiting for a chance to remind you. So, Krishna has tricked Gopis, played the trick, he teased them so much. They're looking at each other. Just wait. And they're waiting for their chance to tease Krishna back. So this is the nature of Braj Prem. You see, when Krishna had Abhishek, all the Brajbasis did the Abhishek of Krishna, and that he was coronated as Yuvaraj, the prince of Braja. Then Braj Gopis said, whoa, what is this? Our Radharani should also have a Abhishek. And she should be coronated Vrindavaneshwari. So the competition is always coming like this. It's the nature of Prem. If Krishna has killed a bull, Radhika says, no, you can't touch us, go away. Oh, what can I do? You have to bathe in all the holy places. So then Krishna made Shamakund. Gopis will look at each other, you made Shamakund. Okay, we'll make Radhakund. Like this. Everywhere. Prema paat ke sabi bat sabase ke hote hai. In Braja, every weight is heavier than all the other weights. That is always competing, always trying to outdo each other. If Krishna steals Gopi's clothes, Gopis steal Krishna's flute. In Ras Leela, if Krishna will sing Sare Gama Pa, Gopis Tani Sa. If Krishna will sing in the 5th note, Gopis will sing in the 7th note. If Krishna will be bragging, I am a very good wrestler, I can defeat Sridham and other cowherd boys. Gopis say, really? We think you cannot defeat our Saki. Our Saki Radhika? We challenge you. So like this. What to speak of Braj Gopis and Krishna? In Braj, everyone is like this. Even Radha Krishna's parrots in the trees are quarreling with each other. Right? Is it true? Sukh and Sari. So everyone is like this. What to speak of the parrots quarreling with each other? My Krishna is Madan Mohan. He's Madan Mohan when he's with Radhika. But if Radhika is not there, he's Madan Mohit. He becomes bewildered by Cupid. male parrot says, oh, my Krishna looks very beautiful with the peacock feather leaning down towards the left side. He looks very charming and fashionable. And the female parrot says, yes, his peacock feather is trying to touch Radhika's feet. So this competition is always going on. They cannot help it. This teasing, this is the way of Prem. Even Prem itself is in a competition and won't stop. Yadyapi nimal radha prema satarpan tatapi swachatatara barikshan. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami Pad said that even though Radhika's Prem is completely pure, Nirmala Sat Prem Darpan, it's a pure mirror of Prem, but in front of that mirror is increasing in swachata, in clarity at every moment. So man madhurya radha prema duhi oda kari barik barik shani duhe ke ho nahi hari. Krishna said, my sweetness and Radhika's Prem are in a competition, fighting with each other. And not one is increasing, the other is increasing, the other is increasing, and neither will ever give up. So this is the nature of Braja. And especially in the Nikunjas of Braja, Surata Samara Bheri Bankriti Putanare. It is said that when Krishna plays his flute, this is like the beating of kettle drums. Why? Because before there's a big battle, then, like in the beginning of the battle of Kurukshetra, what happens? Tum, 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 tum. Both sides, they're beating their kettle drums. So the playing of Krishna's flute, when he calls gopis for Rasalila, that is the beating of kettle drums before the Surata Samara, the battle of love, when Radha and Krishna meet within the Kunj. This is their great competition also. Anandadi Gamena Manmata Kala Yudepi Yasmin Nabut. This is called the Manmata Kala Yuddha, the war of the arts of Cupid. Manmata Kala Yuddha. Braj's Prem is of this nature. So when Braj Gopis, they spoke Pranaya-Gita and they defeated all the words of Sri Krishna. Then Krishna was laughing and he accepted them and the Rasalila began. Yesterday we began to discuss something about this Gopi-Gita. As you know, first, Sri Krishna disappeared from the Rasalila with Radhika. And then, after some time, he also disappeared from Radhika and Srimati Radhika fainted. And all the gopis came and they saw the intensity of her separation. And seeing this, they felt great sympathy for her. Oh, we were suffering, but seeing her suffering is so great. Her love is like a great conflagration, and our separation is just like a small firefly. See, Radha Govinda Ji ki jai. So at that time, though in Venu-Gita, all gopis are in separate groups. In Pranaya-Gita, all gopis are in separate groups but together, competing on four sides for Krishna's attention. But now, in Gopi-Gita, just as there are so many lakes and ponds separate, but when a flood comes, they all become one. So now, because of the flood of Prem and separation, all gopis have come together in one group, and they came on the bank of Jamuna and began to weep together. Jayati te adhika janmana braja Shrayato indira shashwadatayi daita drisyatam dikshutavakas tvairta shavas pambichinvate. You should make an effort to study all of these Gits and learn all of these Gits one by one. I'm here today, yesterday. I'm not going deeply into each verse because you can get a little bit lost in the details. I want to give some shape and context, how the Gits are different from each other. And then within that context, then you can go into the Anushilanam, cultivate We don't do studying, Gurudev said, don't study Shastra. Do Krishna Anushilana. The cultivation, uninterrupted, of body, mind and words for the happiness, for the benefit of Sri Krishna. So, Krishna, when gopis were singing this Gopi-Gita, Krishna was there. He was in a hidden place and watching from his hidden place. And what did he see? What did Krishna see at that time? In the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, when Bhishmadev is on his bed of arrows and about to leave this world, and Krishna came to see him, then though Bhishmadev is in another mood, he still wants to please Krishna, and he knows that nothing can please Krishna more than the glories of Braj Gopis. So at that time, Bhishmadev said, Lalita Gati Vilasa Falgo Hasa Pranayani Rikshana Kalpiturumana Kritamanu Kritabatya Unmadanda Prakritima Gankila Yasya Gopavadvaha. During the Rasa Lila, see, Krishna is worshipping the Braj Gopis. Not with Sodash Upachar, with incense and deeps and handkerchief and chamar, not like this. He's worshipping the Braj Gopis by his smile, by his glance, by the way he walks, by his dancing. He did not dance with anyone like this ever before. So all of the activities of Sri Krishna in the Rasa Lila, this is the paraphernalia by which he is worshipping the gopis. They are so glorious. And when he disappeared from the Rasa Lila, Kritamanu Kritabatya Unmadandha, Braj gopis became mad in separation. And they were so absorbed in Krishna that they began to say, Krishnoham, I am Krishna, just see how I walk. And they began to imitate his pastimes. How they became mad, how they were weeping and crying. Krishna had never seen anything like it in his life. So Bhishmadev saying, Prakritim agan kila yasya gopavadvaha. That seeing these Braja Gopis, Krishna's prakriti, his nature changed. How is that possible? The meaning is this: Krishna is Siddha, he's perfect. But after he saw the Prem of Braj Gopis from his hidden place, Krishna became Susiddha, more beautifully perfect. So what Sri Krishna witnessed when gopis were singing Gopi-Gita, when they were in separation from him, when he disappeared, it was so amazing that even Krishna's life was changed forever. In your life, sometimes you can have an experience that you never recover from. So that's what happened to Krishna. He could never recover from this experience of seeing Braj Gopis in separation. Why? What did he see? Here in this Gita, this is Viyog, it's separation. So Venu Gita was always also in separation, but that was a Purva Rag. This is not. This type of separation is called the Kinchit Dur Pravas. That Krishna has gone Pravas, not far away, Dur, but Kinchit Dur, little. He's gone away at some distance, didn't go all the way to Mathura or Dwaka or anything, but Kinchit Dur Pravas. He's gone away at some distance. And there's something more. Why this separation of in Viyog, Vipralamba Rasa in Viyog of Gopi-Gita and the Vipralamba Rasa in Viyog of Venu-Gita? Why is it different? It's very profound. Shukadev Goswami said that after Krishna heard the Pranaya-Gita and began to laugh, and then he began the rasa with the gopis, Shukadev Goswami said, Bahu prasara pariramba karala kauru nivistanala banan naramana kagrapatai Srilava loka hasita brajasundaribi uttambayan ratipatim ramayam chakara. This verse of Rasa Panchajaya is very, very important. This verse is describing Rasa Nishpati. Rasa Nishpati. How does Rasa manifest? First of all, we should know that Rasa is aprakrita, supernatural. Rasa is not a vritti of the mind. It's not a mental thing. It's not an emotion. You can, yes, I'm feeling very emotional about Krishna. But we can, because if you hear any story, any love story, Romeo and Juliet, you can get emotional. So Radha Krishna's story is also a bit more sweet and beautiful. So you can feel. But it can be prakrit emotion, material emotion. But rasa is not a material emotion of the mind. Rupa Goswami Pad said, Avir bhuya mano britto prajanti tat sarupatam swam pakasha rupapi basamana prakasyavat. That we have chitta vritti, that is movements of pran in our chitta. All of our thoughts are movements of the pran, like threads which are interwoven throughout our chitta. Esho no atma chaitasa veditabhya yasmin prana panchadasam vivesha. Prana istitam sarvamotam prajanam yasmin dishuddhe vibhavyeta eish atma. So the prans are like threads which are interwoven throughout our chitta, and the prans are moving, and that's all of our thoughts and feelings. But when a devotee is engaged in sadhana bhakti, the result of this sadhana bhakti is bhava bhakti. And this bhava bhakti means avir bhuya manobrito, that samvit and hladini, the consciousness potency and the pleasure potency, they descend like an avatar. Avirbhu, avirbhav, avibhuya manobrito, and they appear in your chittabriti. Brajanti tat swarupatam, and become one with your chittabriti. They hijack your thoughts and feelings, become one with it. And now they begin to, samvit manifest Sri Krishna, and hladini manifest the desire to serve him. Like this. And so the realization of Sri Krishna is not a mental thing. You cannot create it with your mind. It has to be an avatar of the Swarup Shakti. And when this Swarup Shakti comes intensely, it comes as the rati, stai bhav. So stai bhav is the basis. So here in this Rasa Leela, the Prem of Radhika is the stai bhav. And then this stai bhav, it becomes excited, it becomes provoked by vibhav. So there's Vishaya Lamban and Ashraya Lamban, the support of love and the object of love. Vishaya Lamban, Ashraya Lamban. So when Radha and Krishna meet, then the activity of Krishna is uddipana. The activity of the Vishay is uddipana. And the activity of the Ashray being excited by that uddipana is the anubhav. So these are the ingredients. Taibhav, vibhav, anubhav, sattvika bhavs come, and then the transitory assisting emotions. And in this way there is rasa nishpati. So in this verse, Shukadeva Goswami Pad is saying, Bahu prasara pararamba karala koru. Bahu prasara means spreading the arms. Pariramba means embracing. It really means that Radhika was like this. So spreading the arms means the arms that were folded on her chest, Krishna took them and opened them. Bahu prasara, pariramba, and then he embraced her. Pariramba, karala koru. Kara means hands. By his hand, he touched her hand. Karalaka, alaka. Radhika's beautiful curls were falling on her face, and by his hand he moved her curls that were falling on her face. Karalaka uru. Uru means the thighs. Then moving the hair on her face, then he touched her thighs. Nivi. Nivi means the belt around her waist. Nivi. Narama nakagra patai. And he was touching with the tips of his nails, scratching. So in this way, this is the Udipana of Krishna. And Srimad Bhagavatam is a Bhyanjan Briti, written in Bhyanjan Briti. That means something is being told in the suggestion. So it should be understood that if the Udipana is there, then the Anubhav is there, of Radhika. So if Krishna will wipe away the curls of Radhika, Radhika will wipe away the curls of Krishna. If Krishna is saying Krishna is embracing Radhika, Radhika is embracing Krishna. If Krishna is touching the thigh of Radhika, Radhika is touching the thigh of Krishna. If Krishna is marking Radhika with his nails, Radhika is marking Krishna with her nails. Kshvelava loka sita brajasundarinam. Shvelya means joking. And as by the Udipana, As they are embracing each other and playing together, they begin to laugh and joke and speak with each other. Chve-lava-loka, glancing at each other. And in this way, uttambayam ratipatim, ramayam chakara. Uttambayam means rising up. What rose up? Ratipatim. Ratipatim means Cupid. Cupid. Cupid is living in the heart. That Cupid who was in the heart, by their meeting together, is now manifesting, coming out. So the Udipana is increasing the love. That means Radhika's hunger to serve Krishna is increasing. And Krishna's sweetness is increasing. So if someone is hungry, but there's nothing to eat, no meal, then there's no happiness. If there's a meal but there's no hunger, then there's also no happiness. But if there's hunger and also a meal, then there's great joy. So Radhika's hunger is increasing, and the meal is also there. Krishna, his sweetness is increasing. So they're tasting. They're tasting each other. And this hunger is increasing more and more. Uttambayam means increasing. The hunger is increasing more and more. And the sweetness is increasing more and more. And they're competing, and there's no end to this. In this world, there's a satiation in the worldly experience. But in this meeting of Radha and Krishna, then Vibhu api kalayan sada bibridhim gurapi gaurava charyabhina mu upachita vakrimapi shuddho jayati muradvishi radhikanu ragaha. Rupa Goswami said, all glories to the anurag of Radhika. Vibhu api kalayan sada bibridhim. Even though the love of Radhika is all pervading, it's still increasing. How is it possible? Viruddha dharma. Even though her love is the most important and powerful thing, she's very humble. She has no pride. And even though her love is pure, she's completely crooked. All her activities are very crooked. So all glories to Radhika's love. So in Brajbasi it says, Prem ju kahayata manpurati kam kahata ratirang ang anga vyapata rahe tako kahata anang. When Prem is in the heart, it's a feeling in the heart, then this is called Prem, this is called love. But when it begins to manifest in the activities of loving pastimes, now it's called Kam. And when that Prem, Anga Amunga Vyapatarahi, when it permeates every pore of the skin, every part of the body, every pore of the skin, every hair of the body, Prem is saturating everywhere, then it's called Ananga. So this is the Prem that we can realize by mercy of Gurudev. When do you remember? Kam Gayatri. Kam Gayatri is to realize how Krishna is Ananga. Utambayang ratipatim brahmayam chakaraha. It's very mysterious. Rupa Goswami in Sanskrit says, Varamritas rupas sri swasarupam mano nayet. We have discussed how Prem is a chitta vritti of Samvit and Ladini. So the pran is moving. But when Prem becomes very intense in the pran, then it travels around the body and touches the different elements. Right? So when it touches water, then you begin to cry. When it touches fire, then you begin to perspire. Right? When it touches the air, then your hair stand on end. Like this. So in this way, the Astasattvic bhavs, they come because the movement of the Prem in the pran, in the mind, spills over into the rest of the body and it causes Sattvic bhav. So in the same way, Rupa Goswami is saying, Varamritas Rupa Sri. There's a type of love which is called Kama Rupa Prem. Not Prem, not Sneha, Man, Pranaya, Rag, Anurag. Even the queens of Dwarka, they have up to Anurag. But Braj Gopis have Ruddha Bhav. Ruddha Bhav. Eita param tanubrito bhuvi gopavaddo Govinda eva nikalatmani Ruddha Bhava. Would have said, oh Gopis, only you have this Ruddha Bhav. So your life is successful. What is the nature of this Ruddha Bhav? Anuraga susambedya dasha prapa prakashita. One of the symptoms is prakashita. 5, 6, 7 or 8 sattvic bhavs come all at once. And it's the outer symptom that, not that the Prem is like one vritti in the mind, But the Prem has become all-pervading in the mind, mano nayet. And the mind has become absolutely, completely one with Ruddha Bhav. And then when that happens, it overflows into the pran, and the pran travels all over the body. You know, you have 72,000 nadis. All over the body. And that makes prakashita. 5, 6, 7, 8. Udipta, sudipta. Sattvic bhavs. And then from the sattvic bhavs, it doesn't stop there, it overflows even further. And that's the third symptom of Ruddha Bhav, Yavadashvai Briti. Understand? I don't know if everyone will catch. So I'm just looking at Mukunda. It's a very profound thing. You can meditate and pray. So Ruddha Bhav is something special, where Ananda Chinmaya Rasa Pratibhavitabi. The mind has become completely one with the nature of Mahabhav. It overflowed into the pran. This is why gopis are Radhika is called Mahabhav Swarup. You see? Actually the body is of the spiritual world. What are they made of? Sandini Shakti. Everything is made of Sandini. And in that the vritti of Sambit and Ladini is there. But Braj gopis filling their mind, Manonayat, Swarupatam. Their mind became one with Mahabhav. It overflowed, and now their whole bodies have become one with Mahabhav. So they're called, Radhika is called Mahabhav Swarup. And the gopis are her expansions. Krishna is not kami. Krishna is not kami. He's not lusty. Krishna is premi. He only wants to taste prem. He only wants to taste the love in the heart of Brajbasis. But the thing is this, that the Braj gopis, their entire bodies have become Prem Swarup. And this is why Kanta Bhava Nijanga Diya Korina Sevan. Krishna wants to taste them actually. By Bahu Prasara Pariramba Kagara Kolo. Embracing, moving the hair, touching, and all of these things. So this is the Rasa Nispati. And how Uttambayan, rising up Ratipatim. Cupid in the heart is manifesting. Ramayam Chakaraha. So this meeting in the Ras Leela is so intense that there's no end to the joy that comes. Because one of the symptoms of Ruddha Bhav is Mohadya Bhavepi Atmadi Sarvam Visparanam Sada. That it makes you forget everything. Milata milata milavo chahe, mile milana kibu, mile ras kabara prema so pratitina bharatapu. In Brajbas it means, oh, Radha and Krishna meet. They're meeting. But even when they're meeting, they still want to meet. They wanted to meet, but even meeting they still want to meet. And then when they meet, they forget that they have met. And the next moment they look, oh, who are you? Na adi na anta viharako do priyalalme baina chinari. Though Radha and Krishna have been meeting together and enjoying sweet pastimes in the Nikunja of Vrindavan since time with no beginning, no middle and no end, but they meet and they look and think, who are you? And they don't recognize each other. So this prem, this relishment of rasa comes to the highest points, and just when it comes to the climax, then they forget everything. As if nothing happened. And then they become desperate to meet again. So it's very amazing. Srila Kavikana Puri said, Rasai saras chamatkaro yambina na raso rasaha. Rasai saras chamatkaro. What is the sa? The pran, the essence of rasa? Chamatkar. Astonishment. Astonishment is the essence of rasa. You know, if you have any experience in this world that's amazing, it's amazing. The next time it's like, okay. And then the time after that, it's this again. It's boring. And then after that, you're sick of it. But in the spiritual world, rasa saras chamatkaro. In this rasa, everything is astonishing and becomes more and more astonishing. If there's no astonishment, then there's no rasa. So it's paki goat kachikari ye rasa kankiriti. It is just like, there's a game, you know, Radha Krishna play a game called Chaupar. Have you ever seen sometimes in Vrindavan, especially if you go to the temples of the developed Sampradaya, in front of the deities, they have so many toys and things for Krishna to play with, and they usually have a Chaupar board. It's like the board, it's a bit like Ludo, but it's a cross, and they have pieces and they have dice. So Radha Krishna play Chaupar. So in this game, you have so many pieces and you have to throw the dice, and then you move your pieces, but the other person is also throwing the dice and moving his pieces. And if he lands on your square, then you lose your man. So it's dangerous. Unless you have to throw the exact number so that you can land in the middle in the safe house. And once you get your piece to the safe house, then it's safe, then you have to get your other pieces there. And the one who gets all their pieces in the safe house and takes all the other person's pieces off the board, he's the winner. So, obviously intelligent person is playing and they throw the right number and they get their piece into the safe house. So that's called Pakigot. That piece is Paka. It's now arrived in the safe house. It's okay, now you take care of your other pieces. But then, some crazy person, after their piece arrived in the safe house, they throw the dice again, and then they're deciding now, okay, I've got so many moves I can do. And then that piece which is in the safe house, he moves that piece out again, and now it's back in danger again. So this is called Pakigot Kachikari. The piece that was in the safe house, you don't move that anymore, but then you make it kacha again. And it's back in the game. So no one will do this. But Pakigot Kachikari Ye Rasakan Kiriti. This is the nature of the Rasiks. They do everything. They do all their services. They meet Krishna, they serve Krishna, they please Krishna, and then the next moment everything is all undone by Mahabhav. What happened? I've never seen Krishna. Who's that boy? So, Rasai Saras Chamakaro. Rasa is always chamakar, new and new. So you can think that after Pranaya-Gita, when Krishna accepted the gopis, then they met together, they began to sing and dance, Bahu, Prasara, Pararamba, Karala, Koru, touching, embracing all the bhavs, the Udipan, the Anubhavs are coming. There is a Rasa Nispati, the Rasa is manifesting, Cupid is manifesting, the Prem is going to the highest height, then forgetting and then going higher again. And then Krishna disappears in the middle of that. I'm just giving some context for Gopi-Gita. You see, there's separation in Venu-Gita, but the gopis have never met Krishna directly. Now the gopis have experienced this highest prema rasa with the manifestation of Cupid. And in the middle of that, where did he go? We cannot imagine. What condition they're in, and Radhika's condition. Even the other gopis, they cannot imagine the separation of Radhika at that time. So then they're coming together. So you see the difference between the Viyog, the Vipralamba rasa of Venu-Gita and the Vipralamba rasa of Gopi-Gita. It's another thing. It's another thing. So then gopis are crying. Jayati Teyadikam Janmana Braja Shayata Indira Shashwata. Oh Krishna, ever since you took your birth in Braja, then Srayata Indira Shashwadatahi, the goddess of fortune came to Braja and decorated everything. The meaning is that in Braja, goddess of fortune is here. She's sweeping here, and if you sweep, then you have to sprinkle some water to keep the dust down. Lakshmi Devi is watering the ground with her tears and sweeping. So, what can we say? Kim Uta, what can we say about the glory of Braja and the fortune of that place and the fortune of everyone in Braja? Braja is such a place where every single person, Nanda, Yashoda, the cowherd boys, the cows, the birds, or everyone, every tree and creeper, they are so fortunate and all of their desires are fulfilled. And in that very place, we gopis also live there, and we only have one desire, and even that one desire is not fulfilled. So how unfortunate are we? This is first verse of Gopi-Gita. If you live in a place where everyone's broke and everyone's suffering, and you're also broke and suffering, then not so bad. But if you live in a place where everyone is a millionaire, and in the middle of that you're the only one who's broke, right? Then you feel it. So gopis are saying, Jayati Teyadikam Janma. Since Krishna appeared, it's Lakshmi Devi is decorating, everything is beautiful, everyone is happy. All their desires are filled, but we only have one desire, Krishna, that is to please you. Oh Dayita, oh my darling Krishna, oh Dayita. We only want to please you, but that is not fulfilled. Daita drishyatam dikshu tavakas tvaititashavas tvam vichinvate. We have been searching for you everywhere. Please show yourself to us. That means, oh Krishna, we are so beautiful, we are so young. You should come and see us. Because otherwise, if you don't come back and continue pastimes with us for your whole life, you'll regret it. But they don't say it directly. They take it on themselves. Sharadudashaye sadhu jata sad sarasi jodara Shri Mushadasha Suratanatate Ashukadasika Baradanignato Neha Kimbada. They're remembering the beauty of Krishna's glance. How he was looking at them at that time. Bahu Prasara Pararamba Karala Koram. Svelava Loka. How they were laughing together and Krishna was looking. Your eyes are so beautiful, it's as if they've stolen the beauty of the center of a fully blossomed lotus flower in a completely crystal clear autumnal lake. And now you have left us. You are Varada. Varada means you give benedictions. What was that? After Krishna returned the clothes to Braj Gopis in the Vastraharan Leela, he said, Yatha Bala Brajam Siddha Maema Rangshatakshapa. I know why you did this vow and now your vrat is perfect. So I promise you, Mayema Rangshatakshapa, you will enjoy with me on the night of the Sharad season. And now that night came, and you are Varada, they're reminding Krishna, you are Varada, you gave this benediction, and are you a liar? And now you have left us. So we think that you can kill a person not only by a weapon, but you can kill a person by the beauty of your eyes, by glancing at us with such love, and then leaving us. Varada nignato neha kimbada. Do you want to kill us? How is that possible? Bishajalapiyad, Vyala Rakshasad, Varshamaratad, Vaidjudanalad. You saved us from the poison of Kaliya. You saved us from the rain and the thunderbolts of Indra. You saved us from Agasur, Vatsasur, Brishabasur. So many demons you saved us from. Only so that today you kill us? Krishna, you are not very consistent. You nourished us for so many years. If a person plants a seed and wants a very good fruit tree and waters it every day, and then the tree grows, he watches it grow every day and he's watering and taking care of it. And when it grows, he discovers it's a thorn tree. Then he doesn't have it in his heart to cut down that thorn tree. Why? Because he grew it from a seed and took care of it every day. So Krishna, what have you done? You have nourished us from our childhood. You saved us from so many demons and all these years, and just so that today you could kill us. This is not consistent. You are Vishwasghati. Vishwasghati means you have betrayed us, betrayed our faith. And in Vedic culture, to betray faith, this is the worst thing. So, oh, look. We are running out of time.
No.
How will I get to Yugal Gita and Brahmar Gita? Okay, just a few more points because we're running out of time. Acha. Without going into the verses, we're only discussing some context, some like the meta-analysis. So, Srila Jiva Goswami Pad, he said that if you want to understand the Shastra, 6 things you have to look for, 6 ling. Upakram upasangharav, abhyas apurvatapalam, artavad upapattischa, lingam tatparya nirnaya. There are 6, in a Vedic literature, when anyone manifests or writes a Vedic literature, they put 6 lakshanas, 6 symptoms in it, whereby an expert person can identify these 6 things and put them together and know what is the essence of that Shastra. So the first one is called Upakram Upasangha. There must be some common point in the beginning and in the end. So what is the common point in the beginning and the end? Tvai Drisha Shavas. Tvai Dritas means Krishna, our prana is living in you. That means your happiness is our happiness. We have no happiness for ourselves because our prana is living in you. And in the last line of the last verse, Yatte sujata charnam burham staneshu Bitashanai priyadadi mahika kasheshu Taina tavimmata sitarvyata taina kimswit Kurpadi bi brahmati di bavad ayushamnaha. Our ayu, our life, ayu like Ayurveda, our life bhavad is yours. Because actually, at the end of the Gopi-Gita, Radhika is the last person to speak because she's thinking, oh Krishna, if I cannot serve you, there's no need for me to stay alive. But according to my astrological chart, I actually have so many years left. But I cannot live without serving you. So this remainder of my life, which I have left, I'm going to leave now. I'll give up my life. And what was remained over, I'm giving that to you so you can live a long and happy life in this project. I'm donating the rest of my ayu to you. So when Sri Krishna heard this, he could not hide anymore. He was hiding and watching, but he could not tolerate anymore. And that's why that was the last verse, because he came out from his hiding place very shyly. Smayamana mukambadam bhaja pitam baradaras ragvi, holding his cloth around his neck. That is, in Vedic culture, when you hold your cloth like this around your neck, it means, forgive me, I'm a great offender. So then Krishna reappeared. But here in the beginning and the end, Tvayidritashavas, our pran is living in you. You are, all our happiness is only in you, your happiness. Abhyas, something should be repeated again and again. So something is repeated. Kurpadi bi brahmatidi. Gopis say, we quarrel with our minds thinking that you're maybe stepping on sharp grass. Comes earlier in Gopi-Gita and also in the end. But there's some secret here. And that is that love should not be expressed directly. Radhika herself said, Premadvayo rasikayor ai deepa eva hridveshma basayati nischala eva bhati dvorad ayam badanam astu bahiskritaschet nirvati shigram atava lagutam mupaiti. The meaning is that Radhika said, Prem, love is like the flame of a lamp inside a cottage. There's a flame of a lamp burning inside a cottage very, very steadily. So that flame of love is burning in the heart. It shines out through the windows of the eyes. If someone has love, then you can see it shining from their eyes and from their face. So Radhika said love is like this. And because of this, the person who has love never directly expresses that love. Because that is like opening the door to the cottage. If you open the door to the cottage, then the wind may blow in and cause the flame to become less or even go out. So in the same way, if someone has love, they cannot express it. The voice will become choked. And if they were to say, I love you, then the love would be diminished. Just like there was one man who was a very good cook. And he had a friend. His friend liked pakoras, shak and sweet rice. So one day this man, he got up early in the morning and he went shopping and he bought all the ingredients and he began to cook pakoras, shak and sweet rice. And by chance, his best friend who really loved those preparations came and he came in and then he was looking, what are you doing? And then he noticed, he's cooking all my favorite preparations. Amazing. So he said, is that for me? And he was cooking. No. It's for me. Not saying anything, be silent. Not saying anything. He cooked and then he offered. And then very silently he came to his friend who was sitting at the table and put all his favorite preparations in front of him without saying anything. And both of them are feeling such love and affection for each other. There's no need for words. No need for words. And if he will say, I got up really early this morning, I went to the supermarket, and actually the ingredients weren't available, I had to go really far to another one. Anyway, in the end I got them all. And then I've been cooking for about 3 hours, and there it is. Will the love be relished? No. So love cannot be spoken. When love is there, the service is there, and the love is a flame in the heart just shining through the eyes, and they both are relishing. So, when that man, he said to his best friend, when he asked him, "Oh, is that for me?" He said, No, it's for me. This is a dissimulation. It's for his friend, but he said it's for me. So this is what gopis are saying throughout the Gopi-Gita. Pranata dehinam papakarshanam trinacharanugam sriniketanam panipanapitam te mukam padambujam krinukucheshuna krindiricchayam. Oh Krishna, our hearts are burning with calm, with lust. Please take that calm out of our hearts that's giving us so much pain by placing your lotus feet on our breast. It was as if they could hear Krishna say, no, I can't do that, that's sinful. Gopi said, Pranata dehinam papakashanam. No, you have qualities like Lord Narayan. If someone bows down to Lord Narayan, they become free from all sins. So how is it possible that you could be touched by sin? Come at once and place your lotus feet on our heart. Krishna said, no. Staneshu karkasheshu. Your heart is very hard and rough, and my feet are very soft. Gopi said, Trinacharanugam. What are you talking about? You're always running in the forest behind the cows. The cows have hooves which are very hard. And they go marching off the soft sandy path through the brambles, and in your bare feet you go running after them. So how can you say, come back at once? Krishna said, no, I should not do it. Gopi said, no, Sriniketanam. Your lotus feet should be placed on our heart, because your lotus feet are Sriniketanam, so beautiful. On the bottom of your lotus feet is reddish, and the top of your lotus feet is a dark sham color. And your toenails, they're like drops of chandan, sandalwood paste. So our breast, Braj Gopis, they smear reddish kumkum on the top, black kasturi underneath, and the dots of chandan in the middle, like this. So just as your feet are reddish and blackish and like moons of chandan, so our breast is also reddish and blackish with moons of chandan also. So it said, Yasya satsankati pumsa manifatsya satadgunai sakuladyatato dimam sayutaneva sangsrayat. You should always associate with those persons who are like you. So your lotus feet are Sriniketanam and our hearts are Sriniketanam, so they should have sadhu sangha. They should associate together. They could hear Krishna telling, no, I'm afraid because your lust, your calm is so burning that your body may be so hot, my feet may become burnt. Gopi said, no. Panam pitam temukam padambujam. Kaliya had fire coming out from his mouth and burning poison, and you kept your feet on his head. So this is no excuse. Please come at once. They heard Krishna say, but your husbands will make a problem for me. He said, no, panipanapitam. No, if your husband make a problem, you can chastise her husbands just like you chastised Kaliya. So krinukucheshuna krindiristayam. Come and remove this calm from our hearts. So actually, gopis are not thinking about themselves at all. They have no desire for their own happiness at all. But they're saying, it's for me. Krishna, come back for me. Exactly in the same way as that person said, oh, is those preparations for you? No, it's not for you, it's for me. Understand? So the verses of Gopi-Gita are like this, full of Prem. And when the gopis are asking for themselves, actually everything is for Krishna. It's for his happiness, not for their own happiness. Otherwise it will be rasabasa and the Prem will go down. Nirvati shigram atava lagutam upayati. Prem can go out or go down. So then, in the very end of Gopi-Gita, Radhika says, Yat te sujata charnam buruham staneshu. Hey Krishna, when we hold your lotus feet on our hearts, at that time we place them there very, very slowly. Because we're worried that you may feel some discomfort. Because our heart is so hard and your feet are so soft like lotus petals. So here gopis are revealing that in their meeting, in their union with Krishna, they're not thinking about their own happiness at all. They're only thinking of his happiness. So it will be rasabhas. Will it? So there's some special circumstance. You see? When the flame is burning steadily in the cottage, then you have to keep the doors and windows closed, otherwise it will flicker and it can become less. But what will happen if the candle flips over and then there's a fire and the curtains are on fire, the couch is on fire, everything is on fire? Then what should you do? Then you have to open all the windows, open the doors. You cannot live, you cannot breathe. You have to open everything. And will the fire go out if you open the door? No. So that means, so the implication is the fact that throughout Gopi-Gita, all gopis, they're hiding and they're dissimulating what they want to say. But in the last verse, Radhika is openly expressing, saying what should not be said about love. But the love is not going down. Why? It means that the fire in her heart has come to the highest point where it's desperate. It's a desperate moment. She has to open the window and express it. So that is the climax of Gopi-Gita. Krishna cannot hold himself. He must run there at once. Ta samavira butshori smayamana bokambaja pitambara trasagvi sakshadman mataman mata. And Braj gopis invite him to take an asana on their cloths and sit down. Please come to the witness stand. Now we're going to have a trial. And so then Krishna's trial took place. And Krishna, he confessed everything. Na pariyam niravajya samyujam. With tears in his eyes. Na sadhu krityam vibhushayusha. I cannot repay you. So this is Gopi-Gita. Now, the next Gita after Gopi-Gita is Yugal-Gita. Now, it may sound a surprise, but of these 4 Gitas so far, the prouder Prem, the most mature Prem, is in Yugal-Gita. That is the most mature Prem. More than Venu-Gita, more than Pranaya-Gita, more than Gopi-Gita. In Yugal-Gita. How is it so? Oh, there's some context. But we have run out of time. So, I invite everyone, please come to Navadvip Parikrama and then Vrindavan retreat. And we'll explain Yugal-Gita in Vrindavan. Sri Gurudev ki jai, Bole Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki jai, Varvasani Wali ki jai, Jai Jai Sri Radhe. Gaura Premanande.